What are the what are the objectives behind labor cost control? We have different kinds of objectives. We are underlying the labor cost control. First is to reduce labor cost by existing by exercising good control over idle time, labor turnover, and overtime. Labor cost can be reduced. To increase the labor productivity, through proper training and motivation, labor productivity can be increased. Ascertain the direct labor cost. Direct labor cost helps in the absorption of overheads. So, with the help of labor costing techniques, we can ascertain the direct labor cost and in a correct manner. Next is determine labor cost. There are various jobs, processes, products which are manufactured, and one product goes with one process to another process. So, in this way, by determining the cost of each job, cost of each process, cost of each step, labor cost can be ascertained in a correct manner. Now, what are labor cost components? What do you think? What could be the basic components of a labor cost? All costs incurred to procure and retain the services of labor are covered under the labor cost, which includes remuneration paid in the form of wages, salary, allowances, fees, commission, bonus, contribution to provident fund, ESI, pension fund, etc. These are all the components of a labor cost. Labor cost also includes perquisites provided like free transport facilities from home to office and back, medical facilities, rent-free house, free use of car, restrooms, indoor games, creches, etc. These are all the components of a labor cost. A very important aspect in case of labor costing or labor control is a labor turnover. So, what is labor turnover? Labor turnover is the change in the labor force of an organization during a period. Change in labor force takes place due to the following reasons: resignation by present employees, dismissal of employees by the management, recruitment of employees in place of resignation and dismissal, and to meet the needs of expansion, if any. Following methods are used for the computation of labor turnover. Labor turnover refers to the number of employees leaving the organization. There can be many reasons for employees leaving the organization, which we will discuss later on. But in case you want to compute labor turnover, we are having three formulas, that is separation method, replacement method, and flux method. First is separation method. Labor turnover ratio is equal to number of employees separated upon average number of employees into 100. In this method, number of employees who left the organization in the normal course due to retirement, those resigned, and those discharged by the organization is expressed as a percentage of average number of employees. Average number of employees is calculated by employees at the beginning of the year plus employees at the end of the year divided by 2. Next method for calculating labor turnover is replacement method. Labor turnover ratio is equal to number of employees replaced upon average number of employees into 100. In this method, number of employees recruited in the place of employees who left the organization expressed as a percentage of average number of employees. This method is also called net labor turnover method. In this method, number of workers newly appointed on account of expansion of business is not considered. When a company is showing interest in the expansion of business and those employees recruited in for completing the expansion of business, they are not a part of a replacement employees. But this appointment also cause a change in composition of labor force. As we talked about, whenever a company is employing people for the purpose of expansion of a business, they are not counted under replaced employees, but definitely these kind of employees, number of employees added, are definitely causing change in the composition of the number of employees and the labor force. Some authorities take into account the newly appointed workers for computation of labor turnover. The total number of workers replaced and newly appointed is called accession. The labor turnover can also be calculated. Labor turnover ratio is equal to number of accessions upon average number of employees. Flux method. Flux method is a combination of separations plus replacement method. Number of separations plus number of accessions. Accessions we have already talked about, that newly appointed workers for computation of labor turnover. The total number of workers replaced and newly appointed are called accessions. So in case of flux method, we take number of separations plus number of accessions upon average number of workers into 100. Now there can be many causes of labor turnover, but before going into the understanding of the concept of labor turnover, let us first understand how can we calculate the labor turnover ratio. We have been given the question, from the following, calculate the labor turnover separation method, replacement method, flux method. Number of workers at the beginning of the year 1750, number of workers at the end of the year 1850. During the year 50 workers left, 40 workers were discharged and 270 workers were recruited. Of the workers recruited, 180 workers were recruited in the place of those left and discharged, while the rest were appointed for an expansion scheme. Now we have already talked about three kind of methods. First is separation method. For separation method, sorry, it's a typing mistake. Now for separation method, the formula we have labor turnover ratio. Labor turnover ratio, which gives number of employees, number of employees separated. We know separation method, we write first number of employees separated divided by average number of employees multiplied by 100. We know number of employees separated in the question. How we will find out? During the year, 50 workers left and 40 workers were discharged. It is straight away mentioned in the questions that during the year, 90 employees were separated, 50 plus 40. So we will input these values into the formula. 50 plus 40 divided by average number of employees. What is average number of employees? Number of employees at the beginning, that is 1750 divided by plus 1850 divided by 2, which will give you the value of 1800. So these are average number of employees. How we have calculated? Average number of employees is equal to number of employees at the beginning and number of employees at the end. Both were added and the addition was divided by 2. 50 plus 40 divided by 1800, average number of employees we have calculated and multiplied by 100. So we will get the answer in percentage, that is 5%. 5% is a labor turnover of this particular organization. This is one of the methods. Separation method. We have three methods we have studied, discussed in the theoretical aspect, that we have three methods for calculating labor turnover rate: separation method, replacement method, flux method. Separation method, labor turnover ratio, the formula is number of employees separated upon average number of employees, and we will input the values already given in the question into the given formula, and we will get the rate of 5% for labor turnover. Next is replacement method. Replacement method. Replacement method is labor turnover ratio. Labor turnover ratio is equal to number of employees replaced. Number of employees replaced divided by average number of employees. Average number of employees multiplied by 100. Number of employees replaced as it is given in the question. During the year 50 workers were left, 40 were discharged, 270 workers were recruited. Of the 180 workers recruited, 180 were recruited in the place of those left and discharged. So you can make out from the language that 180 workers were recruited in the place of those who were discharged. So definitely, naturally, so these are the 180 are the number of workers which have been replaced. So number of employees replaced is 180 divided by average number of employees, which will remain same, 1800 we have already calculated, multiplied by 100, and which will give you the percentage of 10%. So according to replacement method, number of employees replaced upon average number of employees. There's certain spelling mistake, so we will correct it, no problem. You can somehow some problem is coming, so it is number of employees. You can correct it. Let's see how it is going. It's not. Okay. Next is flux method. Flux method is number of separations upon number of separations plus number of accessions divided by again average number of employees multiplied by 100. Number of separations, we know already, it is 50 plus 40, that is 90. Number of accessions is given. How many have been recruited? It is 270. It is 270 divided by 1800, that is average number of employees. We already know, we have already calculated into 100, which will give you a percentage of 20%. So this is how we will calculate the labor turnover. Again, I brief up the question in case students, you have missed certain kind of concept. Let us understand, we know what is labor of turnover. Labor turnover refers to the number of employees leaving the organization. Now we will understand this concept with the help of a numerical, which is calculated. Labor turnover is calculated on the basis of three methods: separation method, replacement method, and flux method. Separation method, the formula is labor turnover ratio is equal to number of employees separated upon average number of employees into 100. Number of employees separated, we know the employees who are leaving the organization. So in this particular question, if we'll read it carefully, during the year 50 workers left, 40 workers were discharged. So we can say this 50 plus 40 is a figure of number of employees separated upon average number of employees. Average number of employees is calculated by number of workers at the beginning of the year plus number of workers at the end of the year divided by 1800. Now separation method gives you a percentage of 5% for labor turnover. Now if we would go with the help of a replacement method, replaced employees are those employees which have been replaced in place of those who left the organization. So it is straight away given in the question, of the workers recruited, 180 workers were recruited in the place of those left and discharged, while the rest were appointed for expansion scheme. So it is clearly understood from the question that 180 workers were recruited. So according to replacement method, number of employees replaced are 180 divided by average number of employees. Average number of employees is 1800 180 divided by 1800 multiplied by 100, which give you the percentage of 10%. Next is flux method. Number of separations plus number of accessions upon average number of employees. Number of accessions, as we have already discussed, newly appointed workers. So newly appointed workers, 270 workers were recruited. It is given in the question. So number of separations we have calculated 90 plus number of accessions, it is given in the question, 270 workers were recruited. Number of accessions refers to the figure how many employees were actually appointed. So these are 270. So 90 plus 270 divided by average number of employees, which give you 90 plus 270 upon 1800 into 100, 20%. So as per separation method, labor turnover ratio is 5%. As per replacement method, labor turnover is 10%. As per flux method, labor turnover is 20%. So these are the three methods which need to be followed while we are going for any kind of calculation related to labor turnover. Now going back to the concept of labor turnover, we will study what are the causes of labor turnover. Causes, the main causes of labor, when the labor of any organization is leaving, there can be many causes. And what are those causes? These causes are divided under three different headings: personal causes, unavoidable causes, and avoidable causes. Now, what are personal causes? Personal causes which are not related, but they are out of the mindset of any kind of employee or labor. Some employees leave the organization voluntarily due to some reasons. When the workers get better job elsewhere, when there are superannuation, and when they are facing any kind of domestic problems or family responsibilities, or they are facing certain kind of illness due to accident or some genetic problems, and women employees, they can quit the job after marriage or childbirth, or they have own mindset, they are not liking the working environment due to out of their own thought process. So these can be the personal causes of labor leaving the organization. Next is unavoidable causes. There are certain circumstances which are unavoidable for the labor, and these are called the unavoidable causes. This can be disability, unfit for the job. The person becomes by accident or something unfit for the job, insubordination and continuous violation of organization rules, seasonal nature of business, when the manufacturing concern is producing a product which is seasonal in nature, and in one season naturally the factory has to be shut down. So that can be your unavoidable causes. It can be economic recession or downtrend in the business. If the manufacturing concern is facing, so naturally it will be an unavoidable cause for a labor turnover. Next is avoidable causes. Avoidable causes are those which are in the control of the firm. They can be avoided if some remedial actions are taken to avoid these kind of causes. These kind of causes are called avoidable causes. Avoidable causes can be poor wages and allowances. If the person is seeing that he is being paid poor wages and allowances, it is in the control of the organization to rectify this thing and retain the labor. Next is lack of job security, lack of promotional avenues. Sometimes it happens when the person thinks that he is doing or she is doing very hard work but is not getting promotions on time. So naturally it will increase the labor turnover of the organization, but it is categorized as avoidable cause because this cause can be controlled by the firm. Next is poor working environments, lack of facilities like transport, recreation, medical facilities, workmen compensation. Next is strange relationship with the management, long hours of work, hazardous nature of work, and non-provisioning of safety devices. These are the certain causes which are avoidable causes and may lead to labor turnover. Next is remedial actions. So, what actions can be taken by the manufacturing concern if it wants to avoid the labor turnover? Proper recruitment policy. A proper recruitment policy, it helps in selecting only suitable person for the suitable job. It helps the consumer firm in avoiding recruitment of unsuitable workers, and when unsuitable workers are not appointed, naturally it will lead to further efficiency in the working of the labor, and can be one of the remedial actions for reducing the labor turnover in the firm. Proper training. New workers are to be proper trained before being placed. When workers are promoted, they are also to be trained. Promotion. When suitable workers are at lower level, they should be considered for promotion to higher post when vacancy arises. So if the workers is being acknowledged for his or her work, and when he or she has been promoted to a suitable job, naturally it will lead to decrease in the labor turnover ratio. Next is providing good working condition, provision of good ventilation, lighting, proper tools and safety devices to improve the worker efficiency and their morale will lead to reduction in the labor turnover for the organization. So these are the certain concepts which we have discussed in today's session. First is labor costing. Labor costing may we discuss what is labor costing, what are the basic objectives of labor costing. We discussed what are the basic components of a labor cost. Then we discussed about labor turnover theoretically as well as numerically. We also discussed about the various methods. Next, we discussed what are the possible causes of labor turnover and what remedial actions should be taken by the organization in order to reduce the labor turnover ratio. Because labor turnover ratio in no way is a good sign for a firm. It should be reduced by taking some proper remedial actions, and because it has a very long lasting effect uh, it has a very long lasting effect in the working of the manufacturing concern, because high labor turnover is an indication of a dissatisfied workers, and this will bring down the morale of the workers and productivity of the organization. So there can be lots, it can lead to low labor productivity. It can disrupt the regular production due to delay in recruitment. Experienced workers, when experienced workers leave the organization and new workers are join the organization, so naturally the new productivity of new workers will be less, and there will be more time consumed in the training and motivation of the new recruited workers. So labor turnover is not a good sign for any organization. It may lead to wastage of materials and frequent breakdown of machines due to faulty handling of materials and machines by inexperienced workers. And when more labor is leaving the organization, so definitely the selection and training cost for the organization or a manufacturing concern will increase. So labor turnover is a very important aspect, because it leads to dissatisfied workers in the manufacturing concern, and these satisfied workers will not be more productive, and it may lead to wastage of resources and time for the firm. So I hope by now you must have understood what is labor turnover, what are the causes of labor turnover, and what are the effects of labor turnover, and why it is important to focus on this aspect of any firm.